सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः. So today is Guru Purnima, so we invoke the blessings of all the Gurus of Parampara. May you have the grace, blessings of all the Gurus of the Parampara, and we discover the inner fullness which is the purpose of life. So with this we start our study of the Gurus, Alright, so last shloka, 11th shloka we were seeing. Vishayeshva vishan yogi Nana dharmeshu sarvataha Gunadosha vyapetatma Na vishajjeta vayuvat. So we saw the learning from the Antar Vayu and Bahya Vayu. Learning from the external Vayu is non-attachment to anything, not getting stuck with anything, keep flowing in life. Then now the learning from Akasha, space, is given. Tejo bannamayir bhavaihi Meghadyirvayuneritaihi Nasprishyate nabastadvat Kala srishtir gunaih puman. Tejo bannamayehi bhavaihi meghadyaihi vayuna iritaihi nasprishyate nabha tadvat kala srishtaihi gunaihi puman. So here learning from Akasha is given. And the learning is that Atma is asangaha. Atma is, the self is not affected by the upadhi, the body, mind, sense complex, the medium of manifestation, and their conditions. And that is explained with the help of the example of Akasha. So Akasha nabha. Nabha nasprishyate. Space is not affected by meghadyehi, bhavaihi, by various things like cloud, etc. Space is not affected by various things such as cloud, thunder, etc. Vayuna iritaihi, driven by the wind. The clouds which are driven by the wind do not affect space. Tadvat, similarly, Puman, the self, Gunaihi, by the guna. Here guna refers to the products of Sattva, Rajas, Tamo guna, body, mind, sense complex. Similarly, Puman, the self, Gunaihi, by body, mind, sense complex, which is the product of the Sattva, Rajas, Tamo guna, which are Kala Sruhtehu, which are created by the time principle. The creation is governed by time principles. So Kala Srustehi Gunaihi, by the body mind sense complex created by time principle, Atma na sprishyate. And this body mind sense complex is further described Tejo Bannamayehi Bhavehi. This body mind sense complex, which are product, Mayaha means product of Teja, fire, up, water, Anna, Prithvi. So by body mind sense complex, which is the product of the fire, water and the earth, Atma is not affected at all. So when I see myself to be Chaitanya Swarupa Atma, distinct from the body mind sense complex, then I can appreciate myself to be asangaha, uninvolved. I am present but uninvolved, like space. Space is present but uninvolved in any happening which is taking place in the pot or in the room anywhere. So similarly here, I, Atma, am asangaha. This particular message we can see with the help of the example of Akasha. So Akasha is a reminder of my asanga swarupaha. That is the lesson from Akasha. Now the lesson from water. Swachha prakrutita snigdhaha madhuryastirtha bhurnunam munih punatyapam mitram ikshopasparsha kirtanaihi. Swachha prakrutitah snigdha madhuryah tirthabhuhu nrunam munihi punati apam mitram ikshopasparsha kirtanaihi. So here learning from water is given. So Munihi, sage, a mature seeker, and later we can say a wise person, is like water. Apam mitram. Apam mitram means he is, mitram here has got the meaning similar. He is similar to water. A wise person or a mature person, saintly person, is like water. Apam sadrisham. In what manner? Swachhaha. He is pure, transparent. No double standard, something inside, something outside, there is no such thing. Swachhaha, pure. Prakrutitaha. By nature, he is swachhaha. And snigdhaha, he is affectionate, soft and affectionate. Madhuryaha, madhurya means sweet. In his speech, in his expression, he is sweet. Not that he has wisdom, therefore he will be very indifferent or he will be very harsh or something. He is madhuryaha. Madhuryam asti yasya saha madhurya. One who has got madhuryam, that is madhuryam. He is sweet in his expression. And tirtha bhuhu nrunam. He is a pilgrimage place of pilgrimage for people. And what is tirtha? Tirtha sthanam is that where people purify themselves of papa. Tarati papadikam yasmatiti tirtham. So tirtha is that where people become purified, become free from papam. So similarly, this wise person, this saintly person is the one in whose presence people become pure. People become free from papam. He inspires the person for the life of dharma. He motivates the person to withdraw from adharma and thereby tirtha bhuhu nrunam. So if you don't go to any other Badri Kedar, but if you have a saintly person, a wise person in your life, you don't have to go to any pilgrimage center. That person itself is tirtha. In Narada Bhakti Sutra, it is said, such a person will be making tirtha to be tirtha. It means a holy place becomes holy place because of the presence of such people. And therefore that person himself, herself is tirtha bhuhu. It's a place of pilgrimage for these human beings. And punati, he purifies people. How? Iksha. Iksha means by his sight. By his sight itself, he purifies people. Then upasparsha, touch. By touching his feet or her feet, also people get purified. And kirtanehi, by singing the glory of the person, by remembering this Guru or by remembering that Mahatma, great person also, people get purified. So he purifies people through his sight, through touch, and through his glorification. Through remembering him also, people get purified. So he purifies in these three manner: sight, touch, and remembrance. So this wise person or a saintly person is like water. So it's from water we learn to be transparent, affectionate, and sweet. All right. And our presence is such that it inspires people to be on the path of dharma and be away from adharma. All right. Then now the lesson from Agni is given in the next shloka. Swamayaya srishtamidam sadasallakshanam vibhuhu pravishta iyate tattat sarupognirevedhasi. Tat sarupognirevedhasi. Okay. So here Vedantic lesson from Agni Tattva, fire. Atma itself is free from any gradation of superior, inferior. Atma is neither superior nor inferior. It is neither good nor non-good, so-called bad. Atma is free from all of them. But because of Upadhi, Atma appears to be superior, inferior. Like what? Like fire. Just as fire itself does not have any shape, round shape or long or short, but through whichever firewood it is manifesting, fuel it is manifesting, it assumes the shape of that fuel. So fire does not have shape, but depending upon the fuel, it assumes the shape. Similarly, Atma does not have superiority or inferiority, but depending upon the Upadhi, it appears to be superior and inferior. So we say that Pashu Yoni, the animal body is inferior, Deva's body is superior. But all of them belong to only Upadhi. Atma is free from being superior and inferior. So as Atma, I am neither superior nor inferior. I am homogeneous one. That is the message from Agni. So that is said here, Vibhuhu. Vibhuhu means all pervasive self. Swamayaya srishtamidam jagat pravishtaha. See, Atma enters, as it were, into what? Idam srishtam, this creation, swamayaya, through its maya. So Atma enters into this creation, this which is created by maya. Srishtam is creation or created swamayaya, by one's own maya. And this creation in the form of various body is sadasad lakshanam, which is in the form of superior and inferior. In creation there is superiority, inferiority. In the body, based on the qualities, we can talk about certain bodies are considered to be inferior because lot of the suffering is there, no growth is there. So animal body or naraka, the body in hell, that is inferior, and body in heaven is considered to be superior. So Atma enters as it were into the creation, which is through maya. Iyate means pratiyate. So Atma appears to be entered into the creation having gradation. But it does not become that. Tattat sarupaha. It assumes the form similar to the form of the body, mind, sense complex. So Atma, having entered entered into the body, mind, sense complex, it appears similar to the form of the body, mind, sense complex. So body is inferior, Atma appears inferior. Body is superior, Atma appears superior. But really, it does not undergo any gradation. Like what? Agnihi iva edhasi. Like fire, which is pravishtaha, as though entered. Edhasi means in the fuel, in firewood. Tattat sarupaha. Fire having entered into or manifesting through this firewood appears to have assumed the form of the firewood. If firewood is long, fire would look a bit long. Firewood is round shape, Agni will appear round shape. But Agni itself does not have round shape, long, short. All these shapes are not there in fire. Similarly, Atma appears to be superior, inferior. Really, it is free from all gradation. So when I feel myself to be inferior, what is happening? I am considering myself to be the body which has got superiority, inferiority. I myself, I consciousness, am ever free from superiority or inferiority. So whenever you have a complex, you can check on what basis I am inferior. I am inferior because I am considering myself to be this body, mind, sense complex. Similarly, when do you consider yourself to be superior? I am superior. From what standpoint? Always from body, mind, sense complex. You cannot say, I Atma, I Satchidananda Atma, am superior to that Satchidananda Atma. You cannot say. From the standpoint of Satchidananda Atma, there is no superiority, inferiority. Only when you come down, as it were, to body, mind, sense complex, then there is appearance of superiority, inferiority. All right. So here the lesson is from Agni that Atma is free from all the complexes, superiority, all gradation. All right. So tattat sarupaha agnihi, fire which is assuming the form similar to the form of that firewood. So tattat sarupaha goes with vibhu. Vibhu refers to all pervasive Atma. So just as the self assumes the form similar to the form of the body, like the fire assumes the shape of the firewood, similarly Atma appears to assume the form similar to the upadhi. But by itself it is free from all forms, all gradations. All right. Now, learning from this moon. So learning from fire is Atma is free from gradation. Now learning from moon is given in the next shloka. Visargadyashmashanantaha bhava dehasya natmanaha kalanamiva chandrasya kalena vyaktavartmana. Visargadyaha smashanantaha bhavaha dehasya na atmanaha kalanam iva chandrasya kalena avyakta vartmana. So the example of moon or moon is seen as a teacher. From moon what do we learn? That the moon by itself does not have this waning or waxing. It does not increase or does not decrease. It is the same. But it appears to be small, little bigger, and on new moon day, full moon day, it is complete. And again it is decreasing, appears to decrease. And then this new moon day, no moon day also it is called. There is no appearance of moon. But moon has not disappeared. So only it is a astronomical phenomenon because of which this appearance, the relative motion of the relative motion of the earth and the moon, it appears that moon is disappeared. So moon, nothing happens. So different digits, in English it is called digits. In Sanskrit it's called kala. Kala means but one digit. On the prathama we'll have small size of the moon. Then dvitiya little bigger size. Tritiya bigger size. So that is called kala. So all this kala means various states of waxing, waning, etc. They really do not belong to the moon. Even though we say today the moon has got 2 digits. Today moon has got 3 digits. But the moon by itself does not have any digits. Does not have any parts. Similarly, Atma seems to be born. The birth is there. Then growth is there. Then metamorphic changes are there. Then declining is there. And then nashaha, mrityu, death is there. But all of them belong to the body. Atma by itself is free from all those modifications. All modifications belong to the body alone. Body is born, body is aging, body is going to die. Atma is ever free from birth, aging and death. That lesson we learn from the moon. Just as the moon appears to be waxing and waning, but by itself it is free from all of them. Similarly, Atma appears to be born and aging, dying, etc., but it is free from all those modifications. That is said here. Visargadyaha smasanantaha bhavaha dehasya. Bhavaha means state, modes, modifications. Visargadyaha, starting with birth, visarga here birth. Smashanantaha, ending with death. Smashana has got here meaning death. So all the states, starting with birth, ending with death, dehasya, they belong to the body. Na atmanaha, not belonging to the self. So they do not affect the self. When body is born, Atma is not born. Body is aging, Atma is not aging. And like what? Kalanam iva chandrasya. Like all the birth of the digits Kala here, digits. All the birth, etc. of digits are utpatti. They do not affect the moon. Kalanam iva chandrasya. All these utpatyadayas, okay, we have to see like this. Utpatti, etc., the birth, increase, disappearance, all of them belong to the digits and not of the moon. So all these changes happening in the appearance of the moon do not belong to the moon. Kalanamiva utpattyadayaha na chandrasya. All the rise, etc., belong to the kala, the digits, the apparent form of the moon, not of the real moon. And this changes brought about by what? Kalena, by time principle, which is avyakta vartmana, which is avyakta vartma, whose path, vartma means path, time principle is that whose path, whose course is avyakta, imperceptible. See, time principle is working on you every day, but you do not see. So, time is having avyakta vartma, means it is having imperceptible course. Its movements are not visible, perceptible by us. So, by that time principle, this moon will have these different digits, but moon by itself is not affected by the utpatti, by the rise of any digit and by disappearance of any digit. So like the moon, I remain free from all modifications. So body was born, I was not born. Body is going to die, I am not going to die. So this is the message we learn from the moon. All right. Now the message from the sun. SUN sun, not SON. SON also can teach you something, but you can learn from your SON also. But here it is SUN sun. Gunairguna anupadatte yatha kalam vimunchati nateshu yujyate yogi गोभिर्गा इव गोपतिः. So here gunaihi gunan upadatte yatha kalam vimunchati nateshu yujyate yogi gobihi gaha iva gopatihi is a poetic expression. Here learning from the sun. During summer the sun will be drawing water through its rays, draws water, and yatha kalam, at appropriate time, it releases water, draws water, and when time comes, it releases water without having any attachment to water. When time comes, it is taken. When time comes, it is given. There is no abhimana, there is no identification, there is no attachment to water. You are so nice, you are so soft, so I would like to have you. There is no such thing. When time comes, it is drawn, time comes, it is released. So giving and taking happen without any attachment. Somebody came and gave something, kept there. Somebody took away, let it go. So that is the approach of a wise person. So something comes, he is not elated. Something goes away, he is not depressed. So at appropriate time things come, and at appropriate time things go. So wise person remains unattached from that. That is given here. Gunaihi gunan upadatte. Here gunai refers to the product of the gunas, in the form of indriyas, the organs. Through the organs, karmendriyas and gnanendriyas, gunan, vishayan, so gunaihi, indriyaihi. Through the organs, yogi, a wise person, upadatte, receives. Gunan means vishayan, the objects. And yatha kalam, at appropriate time, decided by prarabdha, vimunchati. Vimunchati means he drops, he releases, he lets go. Na teshu yujyate. He is not attached to any one of them. So things have come, he is not elated. Things have been taken away, he is not depressed. So na teshu yujyate. And like what? Gopatihi. Here Gopatihi refers to the sun. Go means the race. The word go has got several meanings. Popular meaning of go is cow. But here it is not. Gopati means the lord of cows. Here Gopati means the sun. Go means the rays. He is the lord of all sun rays. Therefore he is called Gopatihi. The sun, go bihi. Here go refers to the rays. Just as the sun, go bihi upadatte gaha. Gaha means water. So gaha has got meaning water also, space also. So many meanings are there. Here gaha, water. So same go word is there. Gaha is a dvitiya vibhakti bahuvachanam. Gaha. So gaha upadatte. Just as the sun at appropriate time, gaha, water, go bihi, through the rays, upadatte, draws. The sun draws gaha, water, go bihi, through the rays. Eva means like. Like the sun draws water through the rays. And again we have to say gaha vimunchati. And again the sun releases water without getting attached to water. Draws, receives and releases. Gives back. So things come, things go. You remain unattached. That is the lesson we learn from the sun. So giving and taking, let it happen at the level of guna. In Bhagavad Gita it is said, guna guneshu vartante. The mode of Prakriti, one mode of Prakriti in the form of organs are interacting with another mode of Prakriti called the objects. Gunaha guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate. This person is not attached to any one of them. So from the sun we learn this. Let giving and taking happen at the level of upadhi. I am not affected by anything. When things come, I don't become infinite plus one. I am already Purnaha, already limitless. Nothing can be added to me. I am already Purna. And if something goes away, my Purnatvam is not reduced. I continue to be Purnaha. So giving, taking, etc., let it happen at the level of Upadhi without getting entangled in them. Alright. So these are the 7 gurus we have learnt in detail. Now other gurus, I will just give you this idea in brief. So up to Ravihi we have learnt first line. Now next one is Kapotaha. So shlokas are not there. Afterwards these 2 shlokas we will do. Kapotaha pigeon. There is a big story given in this Bhagavatam. That one pigeon and its wife, they were so much attached to each other and they had baby pigeons. And then one day this hunter came and this all baby pigeons went into the net. And when the mother pigeon came and she saw, so she is so much attached to this baby that she went into the trap. And seeing when the male, the head of the family, that pigeon came and that also saw these wife and children, Then he said, Tere bina bhi kya jeena. So, so means what is that type of wording is that shlokas. He said, what is the life without wife? And therefore, he also gets trapped. So this hunter is very happy. So this pigeon, because of his over-attachment to the family, he got destruction. So nati sneha prasangaha kartabhya. There the lesson is that don't get attached to someone so much that that person becomes your whole life. And you lose your life for one person. That type of situation should not be there. Yes, you are losing the life, he is going to serve some purpose, okay. But it did not serve any purpose. That pigeon simply went into the trap and became the breakfast of that hunter. Did not serve the purpose. So that type of this attachment, emotional, sentimental attachment leads the person to destruction. So what do we learn from Kapota? Let there not be excessive attachment to anyone. In the movie, etc., the dialogue looks very good that you are my whole world, etc. But really speaking, that type of attachment is not healthy for a seeker of moksha. Samsari people, they don't have more meaningful things to achieve perhaps. But for a mumukshu, nobody should become so important that I give up my life for that person without any purpose. If my giving life is going to save my guru's life, I will give. But just my near and dear one died and therefore I also commit suicide. That is foolishness. So such attachment should not be there, that the absence of a person leads you to death. That type of should not be there. So ati sneha na kartabhyaha. Over attachment to anyone should not be done. But when we say like this, no, some people, this samsari people, they get very angry. Swamiji, you yourself don't have all love, etc. We have, you are jealous, and therefore all the time talking about it. Anyway, if you are happy with that, we have nothing to say. Be happy. All right. Next one is Ajagaraha, python. Python, it is said that python don't go for food. When any animal comes, it swallows. So it is called Ajagara Vritti. So a sannyasi can have this vritti, can have this particular practice of being satisfied with whatever comes, not going for it. Yadricha labha santushtaha, being satisfied with whatever comes. That we learn from Ajagara. Not that going after things. As things come, we remain satisfied. So that we learn from Ajagara. In fact, in Shastra, it is a word, Ajgara Vritti. See, way of maintaining like python, Ajagara. Then the next one, 10th Guru, the ocean. From the ocean we learn to be profound and cheerful. So cheerful but not cheap. Inside very profound, and external expression is of cheerfulness. And one more thing we learn from the ocean, not getting disturbed by coming and going. So rivers come, not elated. Rivers don't come, not depressed. Apuryamana prishtam samudramapa pravishanti yadbat in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter. So ocean means remaining in one's fullness, not getting affected by happenings in the world. Then 11th Guru is Patangaha, moth. So this moth has a particular weakness. And we learn from somebody's weakness also, somebody's wrong behavior also. So there are two types of learning. One is called Anvaya Siksha, other is called Vyatireka Siksha. Anvaya Siksha means learning that we should be like this. Like we should be like ocean. We should be like Prithvi. That is called Anvaya Siksha. Learning in a positive manner. And other is Vyatireka. Vyatireka means we should not be like this. Like sometimes our parents do commit some mistakes, so we learn from them what? We should not do like that. So we learn from that also. If somebody is doing right thing, we learn. Somebody is doing wrong things, also we learn. Not to do wrong things. When they are doing wrong things, we learn that this wrong thing should not be done. It leads to suffering. That is called Vyatireka. Vyatireka means this is counter learning. So from this Patanga, the moth, we have a counter learning. The Patanga, in Hindi they say Roop ka Divana. So it is a mad after this form, the fire. So it jumps into fire. So it is so mad after this brightness form that it destroys itself. So from that we learn that a sannyasi, a renunciate, should not get carried away by the external beauty of anything. Patangaha. Then Madhukrut, from the honeybee, we learn that honeybee gets honey, good things from everywhere. So we learn to take good things from everywhere. And also honeybee will take only little from everywhere. So similarly, sannyasi also, when he receives bhiksha, he should not burden anybody. Take little from everyone. So our life should be the life of least disturbance. And we learn to take good things from everywhere. And also from Shastra also, we learn to take the essential message and not getting carried away by the details. So this Madhukrut takes the essential part, leaves everything else. Madhukrut, honeybee. Gajaha, elephant. From elephant, we will have Vyatireka Shiksha, counter learning. What is that? Elephant is so powerful and very intelligent also. We keep hearing the stories of intelligence of elephant here. How intelligently he breaks the fence, Even electric fence it handles. So intelligent. We hear the stories. But it has got the weakness of this passion for touch. Therefore, they what do? The hunters, they have a pit, on that they put a grass, and then on that they put this female elephant. And this elephant has so much value for touch that it goes and gets trapped. And so we learn, let there not be passion for any type of touch. So Gajaha. Especially for sannyasi, it is an important lesson. Madhuha. Madhuha means the honey collector. So honey collector, he will be collecting honey. So Dattatreya must have seen that person, and he thinks, see, these honey bees, they did not utilize honey for themselves, nor they shared honey, and this fellow takes away everything. And he himself also is not going to use. He also is going to give it to others for some little money. So let there not be unnecessary accumulation, wasting your time and energy of life. Otherwise it will be like that, you collect. Many people have this problem. They collect, they don't spend, they don't share. And it is squandered afterwards by the next generation. Therefore, Madhuha will learn, let there not be any excessive accumulation. Harinaha, the deer. Deer has got one weakness. It likes to listen to music. When they listen to music, they become stunned. And so these hunters, they play some music and they become so stunned and they come and catch. So from this harina, the deer, we have got counter learning. What? One should not get carried away by this music. There's so much morning, evening, afternoon, he is listening to music, and no time for contemplation, study, etc. So not getting carried away by this shabda, this sound. Alright. Then the next one is Meenaha, fish. They are counter learning. Counter learning means Fish has got one weakness. Weakness for food, taste. Therefore that bait is there and it gets stuck in that. So similarly, not similarly, unlike that fish, we should not be carried away by the taste. Jifva, in fact, so many shlokas are given that one should have mastery over the tongue. Because of the weakness of tongue, one should not get carried away in this bhoga situation. So one needs to have mastery over tongue. Whatever is to be eaten at appropriate time, we eat. And because of food, we don't get entangled with people, situation. And they say the cooking is such a thing. It looks like it's just one item. But for one item, you require so many things. It looks like just small, just we'll do only one khichdi we'll make every day. That's all. And I tell you, from the khichdi and all, so many samsara starts. So, as far as possible, minimize your interaction related to food. All right. So, we learn from Meena, don't be like fish who gets carried away by the taste of this, whatever food is kept in that bait. Then, Pingala is a dancer or is a prostitute. From prostitute also Guru Dattatreya learned. The story comes there in Bhagavata that one day she was waiting for the customers. That 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, nobody came. And she was getting so desperate. And then nobody came. And then she got Vairagyam. What is this life? And she thanked Bhagavan that, thank God, today nobody came, so I could see my dependence upon people. And she got Vairagyam. And she says, I have such a great blessings of Vairagyam. So in life, when things don't go well, it is an opportunity to get Vairagyam. So from Pingala we learn that do not depend upon the people of the world to be happy. If you are depending upon people to be happy, every now and then you will have moments of frustration. It's very evident, you must have experienced. If you are dependent upon people for your happy, how unreliable it is, how unstable it is. So we learn from Pingala that not depending upon people to be happy. Kuraraha, osprey, the fish-eating bird. So one day this bird picked up the piece of meat. And when it has got the piece of meat, then all other birds were following it. That by chance, we can get it from him. Or it falls down, we'll take it. So many birds were chasing this bird. But then what it did, it just threw away. It just dropped. Then another bird took it. So all other went to that bird and this bird is released. So if you have too much accumulation or you go after these sense objects, then it will lead to competition. So you try to keep your life such that you don't enter into such competition. Especially the person who is a seeker of moksha, he should live his life in such a situation where there is no atmosphere of competition. So that is Kuraraha. Don't have such things which will create that competition in others. If you give it if somebody wants, you give it so that you are free from that. Some position is there, people want it, you give it. If you want it, please take it. So you are relaxed. Then Arbhakaha, child. From child, Dattatreya learnt that how one can be carefree and no worries about that, and therefore one is happy. No worries about the future, so one is happy with oneself. So one can be happy with oneself without being worried, like a child. So from child we learn the lesson of this being free from worries, remaining carefree and remaining happy with oneself. Kumari, a young girl. And there also story is there. That one girl, she was of marriageable age, and some people came for seeing this girl. And her parents were not there at that time. And in those days, they used to keep paddy. From that, they will take the rice. So this girl went inside and started pounding this paddy to get rice, to make some food for them. But when she was doing, she has got 3-4 bangles. And when she was pounding, that time it was making sound. So she removed one. So 2 are there. And she continued, again making sound. When it was only one kankana, one bangle, then it did not make sound. So our Dattatreya, I don't know how he said, but he saw this. That see, when there is one bangle, no sound. So if you want to be free from disturbance, learn to remain alone, solitary. Especially for a sannyasi, there is a value. If you want to remain free from disturbance, remain alone. So he learned, like one bangle doesn't make sound, similarly if you are alone, it will not create disturbance. Otherwise, 2 people are there, they will start talking about politics and this is not okay, that is not okay, gossiping starts. Therefore, the value of living the life, the solitude, that he learned. Then Sharakrit, the arrow maker, he learned that arrow maker, he was so much concentration he was having that even the procession of the king passed by, he did not know. So he learned that one can have concentration in one's pursuit, which is very important for the sadhana of Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam, especially Nididhyasanam. So from Sharakrit, he learned concentration. Sarpaha, from snake, he learned that one thing is that Sarpa always makes less noise and it moves in a very silent, inconspicuous manner. So sadhu also should always remain inconspicuous, not try to show off one's presence, always remaining unnoticed. Not the value for being noticed, value for remaining unnoticed. And that he learned from Sarpaha. Urnanabihi, the spider, from that he learned the lesson that how Ishvara creates this world from oneself, sustains and resolves back into oneself. How the spider creates this net cobweb and sustains and resolves back. Similarly, Ishvara creates this world, sustains and resolves back into oneself. So the whole creation is nothing but the manifestation of same Ishvara who is Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam, who is the material cause as well as efficient cause. Supeshakrit refers to a particular insect, and that also is based on the particular belief that an insect is taken by some the bee, black bee, and then that particular insect will be bitten by this bee, and then bee goes out. But this insect which is inside, it is always remembering this, again it will come and again it will bite me, again it will come, bite me. So bee, it keeps on thinking. And because of that it becomes bee. So as you think, so you become. So be careful about the pattern of your thinking. That is the lesson he learned from that insect. It's called Kita Brahmara Nyaya. So the Kita means insect, Brahmara means the bee. Alright, so these are the 24 gurus. And now he says in the next shloka, Evam Gurubhya Etebhyaha Esha te Sikshita Matihi Svatmopasikshitam Buddhim Shrunu me vadatah Prabho. Evam gurubhyah etebhyah esha te sikshita matihi swatmopasikshitam buddhim shrunu me vadatah prabho. Evam, in this manner, etebhyah gurubhyah, from these 24 gurus, esha matihi, this wisdom, this understanding, sikshita, was learnt by me, and te ukta, and it is told to you. So this is the understanding I have received from the gurus, and it is told to you. Now, swatmopasikshitam buddhim shrunu, may you listen to the buddhi, understanding. Me vadataha, from me, Prabhu, O Lord, means, O King, may you listen to the understanding from me who is speaking, who is talking. And what is that understanding? Swatma upasikshitam, learnt from my own body. So 24 he had proposed, he has already given 24. Now he says, one more lesson you learned, which I have learned from my body itself. And what is the lesson from body? That is given in the next shloka. Deho gurur mama virakti viveka hetuhu Vibhratsma sattva nidanam satatatyudarkam Vibhratsma sattva nidanam satatatyudarkam Tattvanyanena vimrushami yatha tathapi Parakyamityavasito vicharamya sangaha. Dehaha guruhu mama virakti viveka hetuhu Vibhratsma sattva nidanam satatartyudarkam Tattvani anena vimrushami yatha tathapi parakyam iti avasitaha vicharami asangaha. He says, Dehaha guru mama, guruhu mama. Body is my guru. How come? Virakti viveka hetuhu. Just as Guru helps me to develop vairagyam, viveka, similarly body also gives me the lesson of vairagya and viveka. And how it is the vairagya hetuhu? Hetu means the cause. How it is the cause or the means for developing dispassion, virakti, viveka, discrimination. First, virakti hetu. How it is the means for developing vairagyam. It is said, Bibhratsma means it is holding. Here it is in the sense of subject to. Sattva nidanam. Sattva means birth. Nidam means death. This body is subject to birth and death. Sma is a particle. It is a pada purnartham. So it is indeed, we can translate. So this body is subject to birth and death. Means it is anityam. And therefore it becomes vairagya, hetuhu. So that which is impermanent it does not create raga. By thinking that it is impermanent, it becomes the object of vairagyam. And satata arti udarkam. Satata means constant. Arti means affliction, dukkha. Udarkam means the source. Resulting into, this body is source of pain, this pain or that pain, and therefore naturally there is a vairagyam. That vairagyam will happen. When we think that how many problems it creates, then I do not want to have this body once again. So it is cause for vairagyam. And Also it helps me to do viveka. How? Anena tattvani vimrushami yatha. With the help of this body, since body is available, this mind is available. Mind can function. Mind is like a software. It can function only when the body hardware is there. Therefore, anena hetuna, with the help of this body, vimrushami, I deliberate upon tattvani, various facts of life, yatha, as it is. So, body helps me to do viveka. So, is viveka hetu. Tathapi, even though it is useful, even then, parakyam, this body belongs to others. Means this body belongs to Panchama Bhutas. Body is going to be the food of some animals. So it belongs to them. Doesn't belong to me. Iti avasitaha, having very well ascertained this, asangaha vicharami, I move about without getting attached to anything. When I am not attached to the body or relationship based on the body also, I will not be attached to. And thus, body also gives me the lesson of Viveka Vairagya. Therefore, body also is Guru. So, from body, what do I learn? To be objective about everything in life. Body, even though it is useful but not permanent, it has got plus points, minus points. Same thing is to be extended to everything in the world. Everybody has got plus point. Whoever came in my life had something to give me. And everybody will have some minus point. And we remain objective, thinking that everybody is impermanent. So I learned the lesson of this objectivity from the body. So with this, the lesson of learned by the Dattatreya topic completed. So from this, in conclusion, we can say, let us learn to keep our mind open. Keep your mind, your eyes and mind open to learn. Second thing is, learn from your own experience, learn from others' experience. Learn positively and learn even in the counter manner. If somebody is doing right thing, you learn. Somebody is doing wrong thing, also you learn. Learn from your own experience and learn from others' experience. So first thing is, keep your eyes and mind open to learn. Second is, learn from your own experience, learn from others' experience. From positive experience and also so-called negative experience. Always keep learning. And third is, integrate learning into your life. Because mere learning is not enough. You integrate. So he says, having learned this, asangaha vicharami. So integrate the learning you have received. So 3 lessons we learn. Keeping the mind open. Second is, always learning from one's own experience and others' experience, right experience and wrong experience. And third is, integrate the learning you have received. Then you can be happy like Dattatreya. With this, we conclude this retreat, these classes. And we pray to Bhagavan that may we have this learning mind. We get the insight from the tradition of teachers, and having got the insight, we keep seeing these lessons in every experience. And by learning, we grow and finally discover we are limitless Brahma. With this, we conclude. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.